All ships return for docking and prepare for hyperspace.
The astrogation team from the Falcorum has decoded the beacon's navigation data. It originated in this area of space.
That's a very big area to search. Can they narrow it down?
It's been 1 million years since the beacon was launched. Galactic drift has made it impossible to determine an exact location. We would need far more accurate star charts to take into account all gravitational factors.
There is a Turanic Raider base in this sector. They would have all the necessary data.
And do we simply ask them for the information?
We may have no other choice.
Underway. Receiving. Returning to here. On alert.
Control, this is Mimic 663. I have a visual confirmation on Raider base. I'm sending its location now.
Acknowledged. Coordinates received. Excellent work, 663. Pull out and return to command rendezvous. Take all precautions. We don't want to put them on alert.
Yes, Command. Heading back.
Attention, Turanic base. We come in peace. Repeat, we come in peace. The subversion entity we call the Beast has ravaged both our forces. In order to destroy it, we need access to your star charts. Turanic base, we say again, we come in peace. We need access to your star charts in order to stop the creature that is a danger to both our forces. Please respond.
I don't think this is going to work. Raider turrets are now tracking our ships, picking up energy spikes. Hyperspace damping field is enveloping us. They're going to attack.
Stand by Group 6.
Understood. Harvesting.
Escorts assigned.
Command. Carrier here.
Stand by Group 2. Stand by Group 1.
Beginning construction of destroyer. Beginning construction of Hive frigate. Worker destroyed.
Stand by Group 6.
Good timing. There's a rattle in the manifold. Harvesting.
Construction underway. Report of hostiles by Group 1. Beginning construction. Stand by Group 4.
Drone locked on.
Let's go aggressive.
Stand by Group 2. Escorts assigned.
Recalling swarmers. Swarmers locked on.
Stand by Group 5. Stand by Group 4. Stand by Group 4.
Drone locked on. Swarmers locked on. Hive frigate. Construction drone locked on. Swarmers locked on.
Adding ships to Group 4.
The Turanic base is emitting the damper field. Hammer away at them until they surrender or their defenses shut down.
Report of hostiles by Group 4.
Swarmers on the way. Swarmers locked on. Drones locked on. Swarmers locked on. Drones locked on.
Stand by Group 6. Stand by Group 3. Stand by Group 2. Adding ships to Group
Going
3.
to high alert now. Going into docking pattern.
Bridge.
Hive frigate. Construction completed.
Stand by Group 5. Escorts assigned. Adding ships to Group 4. Stand by Group 2.
High alert.
Stand by Group 3.
Carrier status full green. Roger, command. Carrier aye. Roger, command. Carrier moving to position.
Destroyer. Construction completed.
Stand by Group 5. Stand by Group 3.
Carrier here.
Setting assigned Group 1. Stand by Group 4. Stand by Group 5. Adding ships to Group 5.
Full power to guns.
Stand by Group 3.
Roger, Command.
Adding ships to Group 3.
Let's do it. I've been looking for it.
Stand by Group 2.
Ready. Returning to hangar. Roger, Command. Going into docking
Stand by
pattern.
Group 4.
Nav coordinates locked in.
Stand by Group 1.
Carrier status full green.
Mimic detected.
Stand by Group 3. Stand by Group 4.
Swarmers locked on.
Stand by Group 3. Stand by Group 5.
Carrier is reporting damage.
Stand by Group 3. Stand by Group 1. Stand by Group 3. Adding ships to Group 3. Stand by Group 4.
Drones locked
Report of
on.
hostiles by Group 4.
Overloading emitters. Preparing for EMP burst.
Swarmers locked on.
Close with the pirate base.
Locked
If they
on.
won't cooperate, we will have to board here and take prisoners to find the stellar data we need.
Report of hostiles by Group 2. Stand by Group 5.
Swarmers locked on.
Stand by Group 1.
Warning. Pick up Mimic field.
Drones locked on.
Processor here.
Stand by Group 6. Stand by Group 4. Escorts assigned. Stand by Group 6. Stand by Group 4.
Swarmers locked on.
Stand by Group 1.
Accepting nav data.
Stand by Group 5.
Drones locked on.
Report of hostiles by Group 6.
Swarmers locked on. Drones locked on. Swarmers locked on.
Worker is reporting damage.
Drones locked on.
Stand by Group 1. Stand by
Need
Group
repairs,
3.
Command. Worker ready. Head back in. Worker here. Worker ready. Good timing.
Stand by Group
Rattle
3.
the manifold.
Charging. Overloading emitters. Preparing for EMP burst. Going to high
Stand by
alert
Group
now.
4. Got it! Escorts assigned.
Swarmers locked on.
Ship is falling into enemy hands. Stand by Group 1.
Carrier aye. Yeah?
Stand by Group 4. Stand by Group 3. Report of hostiles by Group 3.
Carrier here.
Drones locked on.
Launching ships
Swarmers
now.
locked on.
Auto launch set.
Drones locked on.
Construction underway. Beginning construction.
Ready.
Worker ready. Hauling rock.
Standby Group 6. Standby Group 3. Standby Group 3. Standby Group 1.
I am here, Command.
Standby Group 3.
Carrier status full green.
Auto launch set. Standby Group 3.
Worker ready.
Standby Group 6. Adding ships to Group 6.
Roger, Command. Can you speak up?
Standby Group 6. Standby Group 3.
Affirmative.
Escorts assigned.
Firing on all targets.
Standby Group 3.
Returning to hangar.
Standby Group 4.
Ready. I command initiating Mimic. I. Accepting move order. Maneuver drive at full.
Standby Group 4. Standby Group 4.
Roger, Command. Acknowledging
Standby
course
Group
correction.
4. Escorts assigned. Standby Group 4. Escorts assigned.
Roger, Command.
This is Command. Moving Core Fleet. Standby Group 2. Standby Group 4.
Yeah. Understood. Harvesting.
Escorts assigned.
Processor here.
Carrier I.
Escorts assigned.
Understood. I've been looking for a fight.
Standby Group 1.
Here.
Standby Group 1. Standby Group 1. Standby Group 9.
Receiving.
Escorts assigned.
Going to high alert now.
Here. I am here, Command. Attacking.
Standby Group 6. Standby Group 3. Standby Group 4. Standby Group 1.
Carrier drives online.
Beginning construction of destroyer.
Standby Group 1. Standby Group 1. Standby Group 1. Standby Group 4. Standby Group 1. Standby Group 4. Standby Group 1. 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 Standby Group 1
Beginning construction of multi-beam frigate.
Standby Group 9. Command ship is underway. Standby Group 4. Standby Group 3.
Roger, Command.
Delta. Formation set. Standby Group 4.
Swarmers locked on. Drones locked on. Swarmers locked on. Drones locked on.
Standby Group 5. Standby Group 4.
Swarmers locked on. Drones locked on. Swarmers locked on. Drones locked on. Swarmers locked on.
Capital ship has cleared. Escorts assigned. Standby Group 9. Standby Group 4.
Multi-beam frigate online. Watch us go to work on them.
Escorts assigned. Standby Group 1. Standby Group 4.
Drones locked on. Swarmers locked on. Drones locked on. Swarmers locked on. Drones locked
Report of
on.
hostiles by Group 4.
Swarmers locked on. Drones locked on. Swarmers locked on. Drones locked on. Swarmers
Multi-beam
locked on.
frigate. Construction completed.
Drones locked on. Swarmers locked on. Drones locked on.
Escorts assigned.
Roger, Command. Going to active
Escorts
tracking.
assigned. Standby Group 1.
Carrier moving to position.
Standby Group 3.
Destroyer. Construction completed.
Adding ships to Group 5.
Let's go aggressive. Let's go.
Standby Group 1. Escorts assigned. Sphere. Formation set. Standby Group 4.
Carrier here.
Construction
Swarmers
underway.
locked on.
Standby Group 4.
Drones locked on.
Standby Group 1.
Ceasing maneuver.
Standby Group 3. Escorts assigned. Standby Group 3. Standby Group 1. Escorts assigned.
Swarmers locked on.
Carrier status full green.
Standby Group 4.
Carrier drives
Report of
online.
hostiles by Group 5. Standby Group 6. Standby Group 4.
Carrier system efficiency dropping.
Report of hostiles by Group 4.
Swarmers locked on.
Standby Group 3.
Roger, Command.
Standby
Overloading
Group
emitters.
5.
Drones locked on. Swarmers
Standby
locked
Group
on.
1.
Carrier damaged.
Standby Group 5.
Roger, Command. Accepting nav data.
Command ship has successfully relocated.
Drones locked on.
High frigate destroyed.
Weapons impacting on hull.
Swarmers
Standby Group
locked
1.
on.
Standby Group 5. Standby Group 3.
Drones locked on.
Standby Group 1.
Carrier
PMP
destroyed. Beginning construction of carrier.
Put the herd on.
Standby Group 3.
Swarmers
Standby
locked
Group
on.
5. Stand by Group 4.
Ready for orders, Command. Systems ready.
Escorts assigned.
Drones locked on.
Stand by Group 5.
Bring them down.
Stand by Group 4. Stand by
Swarmers
Group
locked
3.
on.
Understood.
Stand by
I've been
Group
looking
4.
for a fight.
Drones locked on.
Stand by Group 4. Stand by Group 3. Escorts assigned.
Swarmers locked on. Drones
Stand by
locked on.
Group 4. Escorts assigned. Stand by Group 4.
Swarmers locked on. Drones locked on.
Stand by Group 5.
Show them what we can do.
Stand by Group 4.
Swarmers locked on.
Stand by Group 5.
Worker destroyed.
Stand by Group 6.
Sentinel
Report of
online.
hostiles by Group 3.
Carrier I.
Stand by Group 6.
Head back in.
Roger.
Alive.
Command.
Mimic incoming.
Acknowledging course
Stand by
correction.
Group 4. Stand by Group 5. Stand by Group 4.
Drones locked on.
Show them what we're made of.
Stand by Group 4. Stand by Group 3.
Charging.
Multi-beam frigate is reporting damage.
Swarmers locked
Stand by
on.
Group 4.
Drones locked on. Swarmers locked on. Drones locked on. Swarmers locked on. Drones locked on. Swarmers locked on.
Report of hostiles by Group 3.
Drones locked on. Swarmers locked on. Drones locked on. Swarmers locked on.
Stand by Group 5.
Multi-beam frigate damaged.
Stand by Group 4.
Drones locked on.
Report of hostiles by Group 2.
Swarmers locked on. Drones locked on.
Multi-beam frigate online.
Stand by Group 5. Stand by Group 6.
Multi-beam frigate destroyed.
Stand by Group 4.
Swarmers locked on.
Stand by Group 6. Report of hostiles by Group 3. Stand by Group 4. Stand by Group 5. Stand by Group 4. Stand by Group 3. Stand by Group 6. Stand by Group 4.
Ready for orders, Command.
Escorts assigned.
Drones locked on.
Stand by Group 9. Command ship is on Stand by Group 1. Stand by Group 4.
Swarmers locked on.
Stand by Group 5. Stand by Group 4.
Drones locked on. Swarmers locked on. 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 Drones locked on. Swarmers locked on.
Report of hostiles by Group 5. Stand by Group 5.
The herd up.
Stand by Group 4. Stand by Group 5.
Leave this to
Stand by Group 4.
Drones locked on.
Stand by Group 5. Stand by Group 4.
Swarmers locked on. Drones
Stand by
locked
Group
on.
3. Stand by Group 4.
Swarmers locked on. Drones locked on. Swarmers locked on. Drones.
Report of
locked
hostiles
on.
by Group 5.
Swarmers locked on. Drones locked on.
Charging.
Swarmers locked on.
Stand by Group 5.
Repairs.
Stand by Group 4.
Drones locked on. Swarmers locked on. Drones locked on.
Report of hostiles by
Swarmers
Group
locked
4.
on. Drones locked on.
Stand by Group 5.
Swarmers locked on.
Report of hostiles by Group 5. Stand by Group 1. Stand by Group 4. Stand by Group 4.
Locked on.
Stand by Group 1.
Carrier drives online.
Stand by
Watch
Group
crews.
4.
High alert.
Swarmers
Command,
locked on.
I've got a mimic on my scope.
Drones locked on. Swarmers locked on. Drones locked on. Swarmers
Report
locked
of
on.
hostiles by Group 4.
Drones locked on. Swarmers locked on. Drones locked on.
Report of hostiles by Group 5.
Swarmers locked on. Drones locked on. Acknowledged. Command.
Beginning construction. Stand by Group 4.
Standing down. Swarmers locked on.
Stand by Group 5.
Bring them down.
Systems ready.
Stand by Group 4.
Drones locked on. Swarmers locked on.
Stand by Group 3.
I copy, Command.
Carrier here. Targeting enemy vessels.
Stand by Group 4. Stand by Group 5.
Command, I've got a mimic on my
Turrets
scope.
online.
Imperialist fleet has arrived. The Raiders must have called for reinforcements.
Carrier status full green.
Construction underway. Stand by Group 5. Stand by Group 3. Stand by Group 4.
I don't believe it. The Imperials are retreating.
Attention, Hungarian fleet. We surrender.
Then stand down and cease fire.
Understood. Standing down.
Prepare to be boarded and to surrender any data and personnel we require.
Agreed.
Stand by Group 4.
Aye. Issuing drone recall.
Stand by
Show
Group
'em what
5.
we're made of.
Stand by Group 4.
Drones locked on.
Report of hostiles by Group
Swarmers
5.
locked on.
Stand by Group 5. Stand by Group 3. Stand by Group 4. Stand by Group 6. Stand by Group 5.
Drones locked on. Swarmers locked on. Drones locked on. Swarmers locked on. Drones locked on.
Let's do this.
Stand by Group 6.
Swarmers locked on.
Report of hostiles by Group 3. Report of hostiles by Group 5.
Locked on.
Roger, command. Ready,
Stand by
gun.
Group 4.
Swarmers locked on. Drones locked on. Swarmers locked on.
Commandeered ship is reporting damage.
Stand by Group 5. Stand by Group 4.
Assisting.
Stand by Group 4.
Drones
Stand by
locked
Group
on.
3.
Overloading emitters.
Stand by Group 4.
Swarmers locked on.
Stand by Group 5. Stand by Group 4.
Drones locked on.
I copy, Command.
Escorts assigned.
Swarmers locked on.
Report of hostiles by Group
Drones
3.
locked on.
Stand by Group 6.
Repairs underway.
Roger, Command.
Stand by Group 4.
Swarmers locked on. Drones
Stand by
locked
Group
on.
3.
Swarmers locked on. Drones locked
Stand
on.
by Group 5. Stand by Group 4.
Swarmers locked on. Drones locked on.
Stand by Group 3. Stand by Group 4.
Swarmers locked on. Drones locked on. Swarmers locked on. Drones locked on. Swarmers locked on.
Stand by Group 5.
Worker
Capital
ready.
ship has cleared. Stand by Group 5.
Worker ready. Repairs underway.
Stand by Group 5.
Systems ready. Fire, fire,
Stand by
fire.
Group 4. Stand by Group 5.
Ready for orders, command. Targeting beams now.
Stand by Group 9. Be advised, fleet. Command ship is relocating.
Roger, command.
Construction underway.
Carrier here. Carrier drives online.
Stand by Group 5. Stand by Group 3.
Multi-beam frigate online. Turrets online.
Let's go.
Imperialist fleet has arrived. The Raiders must have called for reinforcements.
Stand by Group 3. Stand by Group
Put
5.
the herd on them.
Worker here. Leave this to the pros. Yeah, assisting.
Ready to go.
Multi-beam frigate online. Ready,
Stand by
gun.
Group 3. Escorts assigned.
I don't believe it. The Imperials are retreating.
Attention, Hungarian fleet. We surrender.
Then stand down and cease fire.
Understood. Standing down.
Prepare to be boarded and to surrender any data and personnel we require.
Agreed.